One of the most prominent faces of this movement is Dylan Mulvaney, and this person has now, I guess, traveled to Peru, trying to pretend that despite the, 10 million followers on Instagram and the tons of dough that Dylan has made with these endorsements for these products, I mean, they're lining up out Dylan's door in order to get Dylan's face on their product at places like Ulta Beauty. We could go down the list of the endorsements that this guy has gotten. This is a man who said, okay, I'm a gay man. Then he said, I'm non-binary. Then he said, I'm trans. Then he said, I'm a lesbian. I can't keep up with all the things, but now you'll be glad to know Dylan's apparently found himself. And this is his latest message from Peru. Here's a little bit.
I've seen a lot of llamas, and the people here are so kind. I feel very safe here. It's a little sad that I had to leave my country to feel safe, but that will get better eventually.
So Dylan doesn't feel safe in America, notwithstanding, I presume, the millions he's made. He says this trip is a great way to get to know himself better. I mean, I guess that is going to be the final chapter of the journey of male, female, non-binary, gay, lesbian, who the hell knows? But what do you make of him playing the victim? Also pointing out he has not yet been kissed. Oh my God. Who would like to take that one?
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, Danny. Yeah, this guy drives me insane. There's a lot of people who will go online and attack, especially lesbians. I've noticed, trans women coming after lesbians, saying that they should be open to being with them. But I've also seen it happen with gay men as well. And I really do think that the thing that Dylan is doing by changing his sexual orientation all these times is just feeding into that sort of thing. Now, of course, I don't think that it's real with him. I mean, I think that it's just a marketing tactic for himself. He's wanting attention, and that's exactly what it is.
He wants clicks.
Yeah, I agree. And, we have to remember that Dylan was an actor before this, and not a very good one, and kind of not progressing in his career. So obviously, and that's the thing, like trans is very trendy right now. In schools, in society, you're rewarded for being trans. You're given special privileges. You can break all societal norms and rules that have been in place for all of human history up until 5 minutes ago. And, and so it's very appealing for attention seekers. This is serious, so I will say attention whores, because that's actually what I believe that Dylan is. But so it's all a sham, and it's all for money and clicks and popularity. And it's sad to see that our community and people like us, regular gays and lesbians, are being thrown under the bus and associated with all of this. And we're trying, Gays Against Groomers, to really separate ourselves, draw a big red line between us and this radical ideology and the people that are enraptured by it.
And get your flag back. To your point, at Brown University, they just did a study that showed that 38% of the current student body identifies as LGBTQ, whatever, blah, 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 plus. 38, just 10 years ago, or it was 2010, so I guess 13 years ago, it was 14%. But we're not supposed to believe that it's a social contagion, and we're not supposed to accept, Jaimee, that it's got any sort of cachet to identify as part of this group now.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally crazy. First of all, there's no way that you can look at these numbers and think that that's natural. The trans rights activists, they like to say that this is natural and organic and solely due to society being more accepting. So these kids and youth are able to come out and be their true selves, when obviously that's ridiculous. We wouldn't see a jump like that if that were the case. And, we see primarily the jump in the youth. Like, if that were the case in all of society, why aren't the numbers matching across the board in other age groups? But yeah, this is, children are the most impressionable people on this planet that walk this earth, and planting ideas in their minds it's just a constant bombardment of alphabet propaganda in schools, in media, everywhere they look. And on top of that, it's seen as trendy, as I was saying before. My fiance has a young sister. She's 15 now, I believe. And she was telling us that in school, you're not cool if you're just some straight kid now, there's a lot of peer pressure to identify as non-binary or trans or somewhere in the rainbow. So it's scary.
Not to mention, at a place like Brown, it's probably rather helpful to have it in your application essay about how you've been brutalized as a member of the LGBTQ blah, 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 society. And to me, it's really like a co-opting. It's like, how when you pretend that you had a military injury or you had military heroism and it's fake and they call it stolen valor, Chris. It's like stolen victimization, because I'm sure, as like actual gays and lesbians have had an incident or two where they felt otherized or they felt like they didn't have equal rights, even in modern day America. These people who aren't really, quote, queer in any way, who are just glomming on, are kind of stealing the identity just to make themselves feel special.
Right. Yeah, I absolutely agree, Megyn. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jaimee, maybe you know this, but or Megyn. But I think that if I remember correctly, that number, as far as like people identifying as LGBTQ, whatever, the numbers aren't going up for actual gay and lesbian and bisexual people. It's
right.
going up with the TQIA plus crowd. And because, the thing is you can't identify into being gay. That actually requires something of you without getting into the dirty details, obviously. But that requires something of you. But this other stuff you can just identify into.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
It's very frustrating dealing with these people basically glomming onto us and saying we're somehow the same and all this sort of thing.
I want to tell you about the amazing extreme altitude wines from the Bonner Private Wine Partnership. These flavors go great with any hearty meal and meat that you are likely to have or serve. They're unlike any wine you've ever tasted. Blackberry, leather, smoke, little dark cherry. The wines are almost impossible to get on your own. The producers deep in the Andes Mountains make limited quantities. And now I have a great offer for you. If you visit bonnerprivatewines.com/MKS, that's BONNER privatewines.com/MKS, you'll not only get wine for over 50% off, 50, plus free shipping, you'll also get a bonus bottle of small batch limited production wine from their exclusive wine cellar. That's 4 bottles for the price of 3. It's a deal that is hard to turn down if you are a wine lover like I am. They've cut out the middleman too, so you're not going to pay a big markup. Just visit BONNER privatewines.com/MKS to claim your bonus bottle and become a part of America's most unique wine club. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.